Well, you're most welcome to my podcast. My name is Yesija Brand Bravo, an entrepreneur, CEO of Bravo Shoes, and the founder and executive director of Bravo Shoes Community Support Organization. In our podcast today, we are here with Omuro Beatrice, discussing her story, her life, her background, her current business, her current job. I know most of the ladies out there, you'll be motivated, you'll be inspired by her story. And I would call upon you if you're out there and you have a very good story, motivating story, and you'd like the world to know about your story. Feel free to contact me in my inbox and we'll be able to have your story out there. Thank you. You're most welcome, Beatrice. It's a pleasure having you on my podcast. And I feel very happy whenever I host ladies who are sharing very great stories. And I would like to tell you that as ladies are watching, they should be inspired, motivated, and those who'd want to move from where they are to their best. And I'm sure today they're going to be the best. You're most welcome to my podcast.
Thank you,
Yes. Beatrice, tell us who you are, where you come from, what you do, basically, what is about your life. And we will need to hear the story that you want to share with our audience.
Yes, thank you so much, Brian. My name is Amulo Beatrice. I am a journalist, communication specialist. I love cooking. I love children. I I grew up from Soroti, Ochokshan village. My journey has been an amazing journey. I have seen Bravo around 2028. I was working with Media Vision Academy at City Center Complex. So I had a time I walked in the shop and tried to find out the prices, and okay, they were overwhelming. But I am humbled to
Yeah.
be on the panel today with you,
Yeah.
Bravo, the CEO of the amazing business that is growing and impacting so many lives. My name is Amulo Beatrice. I am a mother. I am an entrepreneur, and also I study journalism and communication. My journey is an amazing journey, full of challenges, full of amazing encouragement, but also full of power. Yes.
Nice. That's amazing. I know when you say that you came to the Bravo shoes and you said the prices were overwhelming. I don't know what you mean by overwhelming, but our prices are very, very affordable for parents out there who would want to buy their children school shoes. Please, just come and support Bravo Shoes. And once again, I would like to tell you that we are at Sharif Furniture and we're being hosted at Sharif Furniture for those who would want really to support this work. It's amazing and you'll be able to find your good furniture for yourself. Yes, tell us about your life. Where did you grow up from? Your parents? How did you make it to where you are? And also tell us what made you choose journalism among all courses.
Yes. So I grew up from Soroti in a village called Ochokshan village.
Yeah.
I studied from Ochokshan Primary School, deep in the village. I I went through school. I've grown up so much with my mother. The bit of primary, I've grown up with her. I did not have time to grow up with my dad. But my school life was challenging. Walking to school barefooted, going sometimes with you need a pencil but you don't have it. You need a book, but sometimes you have one, and yet you have several. You need several books to really take you through. But this did not make me give up. I
Yeah.
continued pursuing. So after this, when I sat for P7 in the in Soroti, there was a challenge I faced there that now my school in Ochocha did not have a center number.
Yeah.
So there was another school we had to sit from, the school called Asuret. straight primary school, it had a certain number. So we had to trek to the school to sit for the primary living examinations. But what encouraged me is it was I did not focus so much on what I had at hand,
Yeah.
probably the support, but my focus was what will I become tomorrow?
Yeah.
Even after doing these exams, what will I have tomorrow? So after the period of sitting, if we finished the sitting, and then the results came back.
Yeah.
And yes, I was successful. I managed to get 15 aggregates,
Yeah.
not the best.
Yeah.
But when you look at the, the challenges I faced during the course of my primary school, 15 aggregates were worth it.
Yeah, of course. If you look at 15 aggregates in a school that is in Soroti, especially deep in Soroti, as far as you can go to Sererim, 15, you are the best. You must have been the best. You must have been the best in the district. And
Yeah,
I know it happens, and you did great. By the way, I will tell you the truth, at primary 7, in such kind of conditions in Soroti,
yeah.
you did great.
Thank
So
you.
tell us, how do you find growing up in the village in such conditions as a girl child? As a girl child in such conditions where you had to move, miles and miles for you to attain your education, how d- how do you feel? How did you make it to this level in Kampala and to who you are today?
Yes, my village life, to mention, was challenging, but this journey helped reshape my future today. So the period I was there, after now my primary living examinations, I came into Kampala, but I came to stay with my brother, now the late, may his soul rest in peace. But the journey was not easy. Like being a girl, your family expects you, probably, especially in the village, when you're after P7, you're grown up girl, you're now you're entering into adolescent stage. And in the village, by P7, P6, you're actually groomed to enter marriage
At P7,
at P7
at
in
P7
the village.
in the village,
Exactly.
imagine
Because
at P7 she was groomed to become a wife, to be married off at the age of P7. That is around 13 years. To
13.
be married off at the age of 13 years. Mhm.
Yes. So now I had to beat all those challenges to 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 assure the people who think that, you know what, after P7 now you're going to give cows, you're going to bring prize, and then help. But what helped me mainly was my brother.
Yeah.
So after P7, I transitioned into staying with him in Kampala.
Yeah.
So when I came in Kampala, he was the one funding now my senior one.
Yeah.
Yes, my secondary studies. So I started senior one, he was funding my senior secondary studies, and then senior two, and then around I was joining to senior three, then he passed on. But the journey between village and Kampala still wasn't easy. There was brothers, of course, in a family. I am the fourth last daughter of
Yeah.
my father's 10 children,
Yeah.
6 girls and 4 boys. So there were grown up boys who would feel a girl has to bring bride price for us to be able to also marry women.
Mhm.
That is the perception in the village,
Yeah.
especially my culture.
Yeah.
That, you know what, you're supposed to marry off. When the cows are brought home, the cows are supposed to help your brothers to
Yeah.
marry their women.
Wow. So the
Yes.
girl child is married off.
Yes.
And then the cows that come to marry the girl child should be the same girls to help the boy child to go and bring a wife.
Exactly.
So, in other words, the girl child is used as an asset to bring in for the boys to survive. So,
It's very big
is
asset.
the culture still there now, up to now in Teso?
It
Is it still
is
big
it is there.
up to now?
The culture is there.
Yeah.
Because That is their belief. You know, a girl, when it is actually pride. To them, it seems like pride.
But giving birth to girl children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you if you don't give birth to a girl, banangi.
Then it's a
Exactly, because it is wealth.
yes.
They look at it as well.
Yes, I know sometimes some cultures, there are cultures that say for them they want the boy child, but look at this culture, they hate us, so they need the girl child. I mean, they give birth to girl children, but some other cultures they're struggling to get the boy child. So for them, a girl child, you have the assets. The more girls you have, the more cows you have in the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So life wasn't easy. Now after the passing of my brother, he loved me. I grew up with him. Even when I was in the village, I would have holidays in Kampala. So my life was Kampala. I lived with my brother. I stayed with him. He encouraged me. He loved me. He was like mother, father to me. So after his passing on, life hit me hard. I thought it is the end. I thought, okay, how am I going to stand up? This is the person who has had my dreams. He looked at me as a goal changer, a person who was going to be somebody. So when he passed on, I was like, okay, this is the end. What will I do after this person going away? But what helped me was the people who were behind my brother.
Yeah.
So it is important in the society that you live in. Have you left? Have you left an impact in society where people are going to remember you for something? Yes, and then carry on that legacy. Are they able to hold on your sister? Are they able to hold on your child?
Yeah.
Exactly. So these people took me up. There was one mentioning the name is Teacher Grace Chisache.
Okay.
Yes, she was so close to my late brother that she was able to stand in the gap. During the burial, there was a lot of chaos at home. You don't have to go back to Kampala. Now you have to marry off. That was now the chance.
That was the chance to
That
marry
was
you.
the chance to marry me off.
Yeah.
Because now the person who was covering me up and now fighting was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
long gone.
Yeah.
So, but this woman stood in and said, no, I am going back with her. After the burial, the same very day after the burial, we had to travel back with Teacher Grace.
So the family fought her so that to make sure that they have to marry off this girl who has come from Kampala, and they know that now she's in that age. At what age were you by then?
Senior two, that was senior two, senior three. I was what age? I don't remember.
Yeah, senior two,
Senior
senior three,
two,
probably 15 years.
15
15 years,
years.
16, 15 years.
15, 16 years.
Yes.
Yes, so she stood in, and then I successfully got back to Kampala with her.
Yeah.
Yes. So, of course, the chorus stayed back. Now my mother had to carry all this. Now you are the one making us fail to marry these girls off. You're the one limiting us. But then she didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yes. So Teacher Grace took me back to Kampala. Of course, with the team, she was directing a project that was helping children in Uganda. So she brought me in to stay with her, and also I got sponsorship. My brother was working for that company, still was the driver of that company. So he was working as a driver in that company. So this lady took me up, and then the vision bearer of the project was Jim Steele.
Jim Steele.
Yes, Jim Steele, and the wife Lisa Steele. They're the ones who took me up. They knew my brother very well. They knew his background. They knew his love for the project. They took me up and three other people from our family.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
So a little bit in my now the struggles of secondary. There is a time I was chased out of class. I was a bright girl, but remember now the HM, you always the head teacher was my good friend at Nigeria High School.
Yeah.
So you were bright, but now you don't have school fees. This term they have allowed you to sit for exam. The second term you're sitting, even the third term
Without paying fees.
without paying fees. And they're like, yes. So one time, actually, my name was always at the being A, they follow alphabetical order. So
Yeah.
my name Amulo would always come, always at the page. So, and I would sit at the front in the classroom. So whenever, of course, I would see the basa, I knew, yes, I
Yeah.
have to go
You
out
have to
of the
go
class.
because you've not paid
I
school
have
fees.
not paid school
But
fees.
it's amazing.
Yes.
Before I forget, I would like to appreciate Grace Chisache, the person who fought for this girl child not to be married off at the age of 15, right from Soroti, and for Grace coming up to fight and say she should be getting back to Kampala. It takes courage. I would say it takes courage for any woman to fight for another woman or for another girl child to make sure that our girls are not married off at a young age. And then also to appreciate um,
Jim still?
Jim Steele. The Jim Steele, are they still alive?
Yes,
Jim
they are
Steele, they are
still
still
alive
alive.
with
We'd
the
like to
wife.
appreciate you in a special way also for making sure that such a girl and a girl child is able to get education. And here she is sharing her story. And we're very, very humbled. Please go ahead.
Yes, but what helped me is you need also to be bright. Okay, you don't have school fees, but are you academically yes,
Upright.
upright?
Yeah,
So yes, now when I got a bursary in that school, I think in senior two, the the head teacher was like, you know what, you're going to be paying partly, and then partly we shall pay for you.
yeah,
So I
wonderful.
got a bursary in senior two. My brother was still then alive. So my brother was able to pay part school fees. I was then in the boarding section.
Yeah,
Yes, so I started now. Unfortunately, now I was joining senior three. That is when
that's when
my
he passed
brother
on.
passed
Passed
on.
on. Yeah,
And I remember I was still, yes, on a bursary, but I still had to fund.
yes,
So that is when now the gym still came in,
came in.
and then teacher Grace. These people, I can tell you, took me through my school
The
life,
entire school
the
life.
school life, senior three until the university.
Wonderful.
You can
Yeah,
look at that amount,
yeah,
a lot. So transitioning from now the school I was in, that was Nigeria Senior Secondary School, then I went to Jinja in a school called St. Florence
yeah,
Senior Secondary School in Jinja. Now senior three and senior four. I start my senior four from there. Uh, Still in a lot of confusion now. My brother is gone. I have now to refocus. I'm being in different homes. I'm looking at different people. But I had a vision.
yeah,
I had a dream. I had a goal. I had to focus and say, you know what? This brother has helped me. He has driven my dream up to where, and he has left behind people who are going to hold my hand and push me forward. Yes, so senior four, I set for my examinations.
yeah.
And yes, I excelled with my 29.
Oh, it's yeah,
Yes,
that's nice. Yeah,
yes. Be proud of your grades.
yeah. Be proud of your grades, and why she's sharing her grades, guys. It's about being proud of what you got. There's so many circumstances determine the performance of these children, especially when you look at children who are in the upcountry schools, those who are in very vulnerable families. They are very intelligent, but the environment makes them perform whatever the performance they could bring out. And to me, I say, if a child manages to sit the exam, no matter what they get, they have done the greatest.
I have not lived so much with my parents, but I have lived with people,
Yeah,
different families. I have lived with guardians,
yeah,
majorly.
yeah,
Guardians from Buganda who are Baganda, Manita sort.
yeah.
But the important thing that you should learn is humility.
Humility, yes.
Yes. How are you going to go through life when you're not humble?
Yeah,
Yes. How are you going to go through life when you do not have a dream, when you don't have a focus? Do you
yeah,
have a vision? Yes.
yeah,
These people have helped me. I've lived in families. Before my brother passed on, he was married, so I could not live in his home.
yeah,
So I had to live in another place and then go to another place. There's some lady I used to live with. She is called Regina.
yeah,
So I would live in that home. She would buy for me books to go to school.
yeah.
So these homes, now your brother is paying for your school fees, but also you have to get someone who is funding
The
some other
books,
a book,
a
a
book, a
pen,
pencil, a pencil.
exactly
Yeah,
transport,
yeah,
maybe your breakfast.
yeah.
So, but all these people have helped me throughout my journey.
Wonderful.
Senior four is done. Now there was an opportunity that if you perform well, at least you would join the best school,
Yeah.
one of the best schools in Uganda. So at least a first grade, not
Yeah.
of course 8 in 8, but at least a
A
first
first
grade.
grade, yeah.
Yes. So happily I had gotten a first grade. So I got an opportunity to join Nalia Secondary
Analysis,
School.
yeah.
Yes, Boyogerere, where I joined for my high school.
Yeah.
Yes, so Nalia is here. The life there was something else.
That is when you're becoming a teenager, you're a big one
Exactly.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before we finish the Hanaria, I'd
Yes,
like to take you back a little bit of
yes,
about your mother, how your mother was also being attacked of not allowing this girl to be married off.
yes,
How did your mother escape this? Because it's interesting. I know our cultures, especially in Africa, our cultures are very tough.
yes,
And
yes,
always, when a girl doesn't perform right, the blame goes to the mother. So, if how did mom manage to survive all this?
yes.
That she was blocking her daughter
Mhm.
from getting married at a young age.
Mm.
I know it creates enmity and a
Yes,
lot of troubles in our cultures.
yes.
How did she overcome it?
Well, until today, I don't know whether she has overcome it
Yeah.
because there is another journey now of marrying off. Because something, of course, now in our culture, normally, as a mother, as a woman, you do not have a say.
Yes.
The clan will sit with men,
Yeah.
and of course, the mothers, the women will be behind,
Yeah.
and they will have to have a yes say. But
Yeah.
one thing that my mother stood out for, because she has groomed us
Yeah.
to be strong. Yes, my mother is a farmer.
Yeah.
Probably she doesn't have a background of school,
Yeah.
but she has stood firm to tell us that you know what, you can build your future.
Yeah.
You
As a
can,
girl.
as a girl,
Yeah.
you can build your future. Of course, the struggles were there, telling her, you know what, you're now making sure you're not marrying these girls off. But she stood firm with us. She encouraged us. She's a very tough woman.
Yeah. Even when she's never gone to school.
Even when
She's
never,
never gone to
she
school.
has principles.
Yes.
I remember the things that we have grown up with at home is my mother taught us to be strong, hardworking women.
Yeah.
That in our home we would have a schedule of each girl to cook from P4. We would be able to cook for a family of 10 people.
Yeah.
Yes. You make sure you organize your day. Yes, you organize your day, make sure the kitchen is okay. Even in those grass thatched houses, they are
Yeah.
clean.
Yes.
Yes. But my mother has been here strong and made sure that we go through this life. That particular one of a lot, she one time our brother even hit her. I don't know. I pray God to always forgive him.
Yeah.
But why? Because he had this, why he had this pain. We have this girl, they would be having
Uh,
things,
Some cows, some
cows
money
here.
coming in the family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So even up to today, my mother, she's still here,
Yeah.
but she's still fighting the struggle. Because
Yeah.
now me, I finished university and then I I married. I got married to a Buganda man, and of course now in Buganda there's a different culture. Exactly, you will not tell them to bring your 10 cows. There's a way
No,
they.
that's another story. We're going
That
to go
is
to it because
another
that's a good
story.
one. We're going to touch.
Yes,
Let's go to the high school. I
yes,
need to finish the high school, and then we
yes.
land on how you got that Muganda man and the differences in cultures. Now you're already
Exactly.
against you getting married off in Teso, and then you've gone
Exactly.
against the Teso culture,
The
and then
culture.
you've gone to marrying someone else who is not in your culture, which is another trouble as well.
Another trouble.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes. So high school is here. Nalia Secondary School. Uh, High class.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beatrice is from Ochokshan, and
Uh-huh.
then with this suitcase, this metallic suitcase.
Uh-huh.
And yes, I am entering
And
in
it's good. You are entering a high class
a
school.
high class,
You are a village
a
champion.
village.
You're a village champion. You're from the village, and now you're getting into a high class
A
school.
high
How do you
class.
do manage those classes getting there?
Wow, one thing is networking. You reach a society like that. Hi, hi, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Beatrice. And then one thing that helped me is you help. Of course, those high class, maybe they are not able to wash them
Yeah.
for the uniforms. I would grab that opportunity.
Yeah.
You have someone having 3 suitcases, milk, what, there, everything. So when you help one, probably wash for them, discuss for them a history or a geography paper, you just have breakfast
Yeah.
on the table. You're discussing, yeah, breakfast is there.
Mhm.
So it helped me go through the journey. Being in a high school, a high class school, uh, the different. I met a girl called Linda. I've looked for her everywhere. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Linda, who maybe she could watch
Linda,
it.
I don't. What is her other name? What
Yeah.
is her other name?
So that was your boss at the high school.
boss at high
Uh-huh.
school.
Uh-huh.
She was. She was loaded. I
She,
can say.
Linda was loaded in school. She had the money, and she became the house girl. You became the house girl at
I
that
did
time.
try that. Yes. So, but I used to help her when they visit her. I was there as a friend, but I knew I had my ways of going through this life.
Mhm.
So I would help her discuss for her geography. But before I joined, I wanted to do a science, what is that called? A science combination. I
Yeah.
started with mathematics, economics, geography, and
Yeah.
fine art. Of course, that one is not termed as a science course, but being there is math,
Yeah.
and then it is art science.
Yes.
So, but in my first term, second term, the grades according to the project were low. So they expect at least for you to maintain being in that school, you have to have 18 aggregates and above.
Mhm.
18 points by that time. So yes, my performance was that not that good. I was with having an E in mathematics, but I knew I would get there. But the challenges here and there, but so I had to change. I was advised to change the combination. I changed from mathematics to history.
Yeah.
Now I did HEG, that is history, economics, geography, and
Yeah.
fine art.
Yeah.
Yes, I went through this journey of school, high school. Nalia was tough that time. When I was there in 2011, when I just joined, it was tough. They were caning us. There was something called conveyor belt, where all teachers have to cane you if you've not gotten 25. But
Yes.
sincerely, would you want to get 25?
It's another torture as well. You go to a good school, and then that's another torture as well.
Another torture.
Yeah.
So I remember telling Teacher Grace I wanted to change school. So the condition she put was like, it's okay. Once you make sure at least by third term, senior 5, you get good grades, I'll surely change.
Yeah.
But I think this was also one of our targets. So I performed highly well at the end of. So she was like, no, I'm not taking you anywhere. You're staying until you finish
Yeah.
senior 6. So I had no option since this was now the candidate class. I sat for my senior 6
Yeah.
in high school now. And then I excelled. I got 21 points
Oh,
out
wonderful.
of 25.
After 25.
Yes. So it wasn't easy. It was hard work. Reading. Please, young girls there, read your books. The boys, read your books.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say, you know what, they cheat for them. I do not remember being cheated for exams.
Yeah.
Like some schools are known for, like, that school cheats. No, they don't cheat. So high school is done
Yeah.
with my 21 points.
Mhm.
I probably excelled.
Yeah.
Yes.
You must have won a government sponsorship as well.
No. Now this time,
Yes.
I don't know. I think I relaxed a bit. I did not fill those forms.
Yeah.
Yes. Since I was now probably sponsored, I knew that I had a sponsor, and I did not fill the forms. Unfortunately, of course I would get the government sponsorship, but I did not fill the forms.
Yeah.
So high school is done. Now vacation is here.
Yeah.
I still live with my teacher Grace.
Yeah.
Now also, now when of course you have a hand that is helping you, you also have to be innovative.
Yeah.
What are you also helping in the home?
In the home. Yeah.
Yes. Are you buying something? Because that lady told us that even when you are in a home or you are being helped, be innovative.
Being,
Can you
yeah.
do something?
Yeah,
Eh?
so that you're of value to the family.
You have
Yeah,
value.
not just somebody who squeezes out of the family and you
Exactly.
have no value.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she encouraged us. So during vacation, she had to tell us, you know what, you have a percentage that you need to pay for your campus. So you need to move out and get something to do during your vacation.
yeah,
Yeah, so I got an opportunity. There's a lady who had twins. She's called Rehema.
yeah,
Yes, Rehema Bibi. She is in Nalia. So she gave me this opportunity to take care of her children. She had other children, but my focus was looking after these twins, the
yeah,
two twins, the twin boys.
yeah.
So I would go there on Monday till Friday,
Mm.
but I would look at are they eaten, are they clean, are they engaging them? Yes. So I was getting 30,000
Yeah, per week.
per week.
Wow, that is
Wait,
innovative. I know
exactly.
there are people out there who would say, "What can I do?" You see, she decided to get a home where she could go there Monday up to Friday, get 30,000 in a week, and earn some money. I know there are so many young girls out there, young women there, who say, I don't have anything to do. And then in your neighborhood, there's somebody who wants their children to be taken care of, and they're able to pay. So this is how she manages herself by, Monday to Friday, get your 30K. That's some income. I know you'd make sure that at least you don't lack something.
No.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. So however much they will provide for us, most of the things in the home regarding through pads,
hmm,
feeding, everything would be given. But she encourages at least when you get this, are you able to pay a bill of 5,000 probably on your car,
yeah,
on
yeah,
water?
yeah.
This one, at first we looked at now this woman is now she knows
The
we don't
money,
have
but she tells
support.
you must have something in the house.
You must have
Yeah,
something.
because that's building a child at a
Exactly.
young age to make sure that you're responsible.
Exactly.
Even the little you get, you can be able to contribute in the family.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So Teacher Grace groomed us that way. So even throughout the life we went through, university
yeah,
until now, that this has helped us.
yeah.
You do not get your money like they say, sente
Sehemu kazi, rich
sente
guys.
of
Yeah,
country, like money for, but you are innovative. You can buy a flower in your house.
yeah,
You can pay for water.
mhm,
You can pay a bill.
yeah,
It is not always a man to do this.
yeah.
Yes, so this one helped me throughout my vacation. Now, around August, I had to join university.
University. Which university
Yes,
was that?
Makerere
Nakano
University,
University, yes.
Kampala, yes. So this lady now, I had to now, of course, go to school. So she requested me, you know what, now you're going to have school. And I want, because she wanted me there full day.
Yeah,
Yes, so now I had to join school. So she said, you know what, uh, I would be calling you in case you have some time.
yeah.
You'll be coming in to help me. But then I needed still something to do, so I got another opportunity with the school. Yes, well, a lady called Mrs. Luanga Florence.
Yeah,
Yes, she has a school. That is where I got an opportunity to work. After now getting to university, I got uh, I got enrolled in journalism and communication.
yeah.
Yes. I thought at first it would go for 3 years. Unfortunately, that year it had started 4 years.
Yeah,
I was
four
like,
years of
four
journalism. Yeah,
years of
yeah,
journalism and
yeah,
communication.
yeah,
Yes. So I joined as well. I was working. So I requested for evening so that I'm able to work as I'm studying.
yeah,
To fund my transport, I had to do handouts, to buy handouts, to
yeah.
buy a few things. And when you're a campuser, you need to look good. You
Yeah,
need to
yeah, yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes. So it helped me. I started working from there. I started from the kitchen. I was helping a lady from the kitchen, organizing the cups for the children, whatever. But it was hectic there
yeah.
because at the end of the day, you're tired. You have to
You have to
run
go
to
to school.
class,
Yeah,
and then it has to go up to evening time. So there's a lady who was working in the administration then, looked at my potential even to move into the classroom.
yeah,
So she recommended me through the director of the school. So I moved in to class, to
yeah,
the classroom. That was a discoverers class, the young children. So I moved in to be an assistant of that class
yeah,
with Miss Maureen was the head of that class. So she helped me a lot. She would, you know what, when you have an assignment, please create some time,
Yeah.
finish it up.
Yeah.
When you have when you have probably an exam, go, you would write in. And also this lady groomed me and supported me.
Yeah.
That whenever I had exams, I had assignments, she would allow me. At least by 3, I would be out of the workplace and
Yeah.
run to school. And this lady walked through my university time.
For 4 years.
For 4 years, I was there.
Is that where you met your husband?
No.
So
From the
after
university? No, 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 I didn't.
yes,
I,
I know it's a bit challenging going through university. So many challenges here and there. Let's look at after university.
yeah.
How did you start a new life? And after university, you went through your university. Yes, in this case, marriage comes in.
Yeah.
How long did you take after university to get married?
Well, now university, this is where most people think, okay, dating happens.
Yeah.
Mine was a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
Because oh my, dating, I did not get time because our life was school, home, church, work.
Yeah.
School, home, church. Okay, you were engaged, but mine was now challenging a little.
Yeah.
I would not have time. After
Yeah.
work, I have to be in class. You're even already dozing and tired. Yeah. So after university, now during the transitioning from preschool express where I was working from while still studying, in my final year, I got an opportunity for now to transition into my career with Media Vision Academy. But before graduation, I remember my graduation was to be in January 2018.
Yeah.
Then I had met a partner at that time.
Yeah.
I had met a partner, but I met this partner around 2016. Yes, we moved through. Then now 2018, my graduation happened.
Yeah.
2018, 26th January. Then my graduation happened, and then we also had an engagement now in February after graduation.
Then you engaged in February.
Yeah,
So that you don't leave university without a man.
No.
Because that's how it is, and that's how it is commonly here.
Yes.
That as you go through your 4 years or 3 years,
Yes.
2 things you must get: your bachelor's degree and a husband. And a husband. So you had already got a husband, so which means you're already on on that process.
My dream was not to get married off immediately after school. My always God has the best plan for us. But my plan was, you know what? I have been under people. So I wanted to be alone.
Yes.
I wanted to finish school, maybe get this job, dream job, and then live a life alone where I am entering the house, getting out anytime I want, and having a life alone. Yes, well, God had different plans. This time I had to finish graduation February.
And get
January,
engaged.
February, I got engaged. June, we had to wait that same year.
Yes. So you finished December, your school, got engaged February, and wedded
June.
In June. So fast.
So fast.
Yeah.
The day we got to my home village, they had to, I don't know the cultures, they had to put a rope before you cross. Smanya, or the Bako have to do, I do not know. So it was a hassle even entering.
It was a hassle entering because
Yes.
Is it because he was a Muganda, another tribe from your tribe?
I guess so.
Yeah, so they had to put up all those.
Yes.
They expected many cows. How many cows did your husband take?
My husband took 1 cow.
Took 1 cow, and and Etes was expected about 10 cows or 20 cows.
I don't know, because I think they wanted to. We did not actually follow the procedure. The procedure in Teso, you have to first sit with the clan, and there's a limit. Being that now you a graduate, Makerere University, that one is just
a plus.
A plus. Yes.
If it were 5 cows, it should be 10. No negotiation. She's educated. But they are the same people who are trying to block you from going to university. Exactly. They wanted to marry at the age of 13.
Thank you.
So now, when you struggled with your mom to university and get a bachelor's, now they feel your value.
They want to negotiate.
They want to
say,
negotiate.
you know what, we want these 20 cows. So
Yes.
that whole process, I stood and blocked all this process.
Yeah.
There was no negotiation, there was no meeting, there was no what. I was like, you know
And
what?
I believe that goes to your mother, who is misleading you in these scenarios.
All through.
Yeah.
Your mother. Now that is your mother. Now that is your mother.
Yeah.
And she has fought and she is still fighting.
She's fighting for you.
Yes. Yes. So I did not follow all that protocol.
Mhm.
I had to know what, get a date. I spoke to my dad. Of course, you have the head of the family. Of course, now I spoke to my dad. I introduced my partner to him. The guidelines I was given, and then of course I had to tell him, you know what, some will not be followed.
Yeah, some because I'm marrying from a different culture,
From a different
and he's a
culture.
Muganda man.
Exactly. So because my dad also had to go through a lot, because now there it is not you as a father,
But
it
the
is
whole
a
clan,
clan,
the whole clan.
the whole clan.
Yes.
They have clan leaders, they have people who have principles to follow. So my dad, I remember that day, the date of the function. Wow, my dad arrived at around 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Of course, the visitors were all over waiting, and of course, in our culture, your dad has to like occasion the event.
Yeah.
He has to officially open, and
Yeah.
if he's not there, then that will not happen.
That will not happen.
Exactly. So, and also being that we are going to be married off officially, they need a letter from your
The
father.
father, yeah.
Then, yes, so yeah, my father shows up at
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Imagine the day of the function, you're marrying your daughter, and then the father who is supposed to open the function arrives at the function at 6 p.m.
Yes.
How were you looking by then? How was your face? How was your
Oh my,
makeup
I was
of that
even
time?
crying.
You thought he would not show up.
There were a lot of things. Now, my aunties, whom I didn't even grow up with, I don't know them. They had a specific auntie they had gotten for me. But remember, now I had teacher Grace.
Yeah.
I had put her there because she has known me. She has groomed me.
Yes.
She knows my
So she should
face.
be able to chip in as your parent.
Exactly. But then, you know what? No, we have a singer, an auntie, who is going to handle this. I do not know her. I refused. I am sorry to disobey.
You had to refuse because they were trying to plant a sister to your brother whom you are not comfortable with, and yet you knew you had somebody who grew up.
Exactly. I wasn't comfortable with that, so I refused. There were not. My brothers were not there. They refused to attend. It was actually a few people.
Yeah.
And of course, I guess most of them who appeared were like, we want to see this graduate. What kind of man is he bringing?
Yeah.
And how many things are they bringing?
Yeah.
They never saw things, by the way.
They never saw things. So you see, it's really so many young women are going through all these tough times. We have our cultures sometimes that are very stringent and end up actually demoralizing the girl child, because if they refuse to attend your wedding and your function, and they were just on the sides to see how many things were coming, because they knew you were marrying from Buganda, where the cow has to be part of it.
It has to be part, but also the Buganda is a leg. They bring actually
the leg, the part of the meat, the part of the cow, they put the leg.
And then they bring a lot of things.
Yes.
And in our culture, those ones
don't matter.
Bring your tomatoes. No, we do not need them. We want the standing cows.
Yes.
If the cows, if the goats, live ones.
Yes.
So, but we went through that with a lot of challenges. And after the date of the function, immediately I left home.
Yeah.
Because of course I was imagining, even my partner was not. I was wondering, like, is this place safe?
Yeah.
Even the people, of course.
Was his family happy about how you were treated when you went to Eteso? So this is a Muganda who is marrying an Eteso, reaches Eteso, and his cultures are funny.
I think now, because their son had gone there, so they had to follow.
They had to follow
the interests of the son.
Yeah.
Of course, I know they were not happy. Yeah. But different cultures have their own ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Yes. So the engagement date ended. We left.
Yeah.
And then, because now that period, remember now, Feb, the wedding was in June. preparations.
Yeah.
And now the people you've gone to are saying we are not going to come
To attend your
to
wedding.
attend
The wedding.
But good enough, I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Friends have been there. Even during that day, my family was not part, but it
Yeah.
was friends.
Yeah.
The network I created.
The network you
throughout my
created.
journey.
Yeah.
Yes, throughout my journey, the friends, the guardians, the family, aside the original family.
Yeah.
These people have been there. They have guided me. They have created. They supported me financially, spiritually, and emotionally. They have guided me through. So we went through the date of the wedding, a lot of chaos. Actually, my father is not the one who handed me over in church.
He's the one who handed it.
He is not the one who handed.
Why did he refuse? Why did your father refuse to hand over you in church?
Now the date of the wedding, it was in Luero.
Yeah.
My partner's
It's home.
church.
Yes.
Home.
Yeah.
I don't know what was, when you're a bride, you do not know what happens. I
behind
get to
because
know after.
uh-huh.
There was one particular sister. My siblings. I don't know why I'm not so close to them. There are a
Yeah.
lot of things that
Yes.
happen,
Yeah.
especially in family. So one particular one made sure my father doesn't show up.
Your sister or the sister?
My sister.
Your sister made sure that your father doesn't show up on that day of your wedding.
On the day of my wedding.
Wow. I know
My
so many people are watching this and you may have gone through all this, but you see how she's smiling. That no matter the challenge she's gone through as Beatrice Amulo, she's still smiling and she's doing great things in her life. So no matter the challenges we're faced with, keep happy, keep positive, and keep pushing forward. Yeah.
Exactly. So my sister, actually the one I follow, my elder sister. I get to know now. You know what? There were a lot of fights behind there. My mother showed up the way I didn't expect, but I remained. At first, I was gloomy, but after I gained the confidence to smile because there was a journey I'm heading to.
Yeah.
My dad, he came after during actually even the reception. He wasn't there during church. I don't remember. It was my spiritual father.
Yeah.
Who handed me over to my partner.
Yeah.
So after that, all things happened. Of course, the speeches were there. I don't know whether they were genuine.
You still have to ask yourself whether they are genuine speeches, because in functions people have speeches which, when they are not genuine, just for formality. It's like on the burial time, people have speeches when actually they are not. They actually
They're
speaking.
even written down, and probably they follow.
They follow what you're supposed to do. So, in all this scenario, how was your partner? Did he feel abandoned? Did he not want to pull out because he realizes that he's marrying a family that has challenges? Did he go weaker? Because it happens that a man can weaken up because he sees that you're surrounded by a lot of challenges.
I want to thank him. He stood firm. He was patient. He was stronger than me.
Yeah.
He had this in mind. You know what? I'm going to a foreign culture.
Yeah.
Yes. So he stood firm with me. He supported me.
Mention his name so that people can know.
He is Kasule David.
The Kasule David. We appreciate you, Kasule David, for standing with Amulo Beatrice. Of course, the intermarriages between the cultures, different cultures, the challenges that are faced. You are an example as a couple that you've gone through this, and thank you so much, Kasule, wherever you are.
Yes. So he was there.
Yeah.
He has been there, supported me through all that.
That's amazing, guys. It's an amazing story. You can see it's a lot of things to learn, and I'm sure if you're watching, you should be able to learn that no matter our journeys are, we remain who we are, we remain confident, we remain standing, we remain happy. I always tell people that enjoy what is there to enjoy, suffer what is there to suffer, regard both suffering and joy as facts of life, and keep happy no matter the circumstances. So that's a win on your side. Thank you so much then. So you've now moved. How many years have you moved in your marriage?
7 years.
7 good years. Any daughters or sons?
Yes, I have a daughter.
Yeah, she has a daughter.
6 years now.
6 years old. Yeah, she's went to school, and in 7 years she has one daughter. I know some people in 7 years they already have like about 7 children in 7 years. But she's managed to have one daughter whom she's taking care of. Any challenges when you got your marriage? Any challenges that you'd want to share with people out there?
Yes.
Yes. Any challenge that you'd want that you've gone through probably in that stage? Now you're married, you have a husband, you've started a home. What
Yes.
challenges?
Oh, of course, every dream of any woman is, of course, I want to get a rich husband. I
Yeah.
want to have, I want to find them when
They're underage.
when they are settled.
So your expectations were high that this man should be the rich man I want.
My expectations were not high.
Yeah.
My goal were I want to dream to build a life together with
Yeah.
this person.
Yeah.
To start off from scratch.
Yeah.
Yes, the challenges were there. Yeah, you have to take care of a family.
Yeah.
My husband was then working. I was also working. Of course, there were not much,
Yeah.
not in billions, but we survived challenges. Probably as a young couple, building trust.
Yeah.
You've noticed probably some couples want to learn each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
We've just gotten into dating 2 years and then marriage. So trust. How do you build trust with your partner? Trust issues, and then finances.
Yeah.
Are you able to share your finances in this era? A man has to be at the forefront.
Yes.
A man has to fund, which is
No.
not the case. I was my partner can can bear
Can
me
attest.
witness
Yeah.
that I was there in our family. I buy sugar.
Yeah.
I pay for bills.
Yes.
Yes.
But it happens this one sometimes when ladies you buy once in 2 months or once in 6 months you buy
and
sugar.
and then
The whole village will know you bought sugar. Is that the case?
no,
because
not my case.
because this is the common, a common thing that
Exactly.
if you ever get a challenge as a man and a woman makes a mistake and buys a bunch of matoroke, she'll tell the whole village that I've ever bought matoroke. Are you the past? Are you the type?
I am not that type.
Great.
I am not that, and I do not have to to sound a trumpet. You know what? Today I bought this. No, I will do things smart
as a part of the family.
As part of the family.
Yeah.
Because your goal is grow together.
Yes.
You're not. You know what? You're not about to. I want to win.
Yeah.
In a family, you want to win your husband.
That is competition.
Compete.
Yeah, because we've seen so many couples, of course, competing. Husband competing with wife, wife competing, and I think if there are couples that are competing together, I think it's out of it's outrageous if the families can compete.
If the competition is positive.
If it is positive, probably, but there's no competition that is good, really, at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is not about competition. At the end of the day, have you brought out your family? Yeah. What are your goals as a family? Yeah. What are your goals as a couple? Yeah. Where do you want to reach? Yeah. Yes. So if you have a vision as a couple, it helps you. So tomorrow, if you're able to pay for a bill, or for example, maybe pay for water, you do not sound a trumpet and say, you know what, even this year I did this, even last year I did this. No, because you're grooming your family together. So I am not that type. I've stood in where I am able to support, I support him. Yeah. Yes. That's good.
That's amazing. We learn lessons from you, especially tolerance, and being there for your partner, and persistence, and being consistent at building your relationship and moving forward. Right. So, in that case, you left your employment, and I know that you started up a business. I'd want to know how were you encouraged to start this business that you're doing, and tell us briefly about how you've transited from your work and then into your kind of business that you're doing at this moment.
Yes, thank you, Brian, again. Now, my business, I developed this idea during the outbreak of COVID-19.
COVID-19,
where all business was closed.
Yeah.
So that time, Media Vision Academy closed, where I was working then.
Yeah.
That was March 2020.
Yeah.
So life was now getting a little bit tougher. No job, nothing. But when you're home there, are you innovative enough to find something to do that can get you income?
Yeah.
So during COVID, now after there was a little bit of opening in 2021, then I got an opportunity now to work with a CCTV camera company. I was a front desk assistant.
For CCTV?
Yes, for CCTV company, yes. So my close supervisor then advised me, but that when you're here, I always want you to also sell your idea. What are you able to innovate? That is when I got look around. What ideas can it be? Is it in your culture? Is it in your family? Is it so I picked from an idea. Then I started off Bitonia Foods Limited.
Okay.
Yes, so Bitonia, it deals in peanut paste, all snacks, uh, daddies, bagia, honey, and also we make liquid soap.
Yeah.
And I also train ladies to make liquid soap. So this idea, I started it when I was in that company.
Yeah.
So employers were able to in, create something for their employees.
Yeah.
You know, there are very many people who have employees, but if they see you having an innovation, they
In their
think
company,
in their
they'll
company,
block you out.
they'll block you out. But I think,
Actually, I have
I think
somebody who is doing very great in her workplace, and
yes,
because she sells something in her workplace, as she
wow,
goes in, she was blocked from doing the same work. And I found it funny as a company, if somebody really, because you may look at this, I mean, somebody can be in a company and realizes that a company, most employees find it difficult to get tea. And then somebody says, me, I'm going to be carrying tea for every
for
person at the
every
work, and
person,
I get money,
I get
which means
money,
somebody is also trying to add
trying
value
to
in your
add
company.
money.
So such companies that are there are always, there are many who have caused a lot of trouble. But I
Yes,
think if you're watching and you feel you have a company, if you find out that your employees are also doing some things in your company to elevate their life, then be assured there that you have strong employees that will not go away because they find value in your same company.
yes, and
Yeah,
especially when they are not doing the same thing you,
absolutely.
that's not
Conflict of
selling
interest. Yes, yes,
exactly.
yes.
So I would carry my tins of chipoli of honey to this organization. So every client who would come in, one thing my supervisor would do would market
Yes.
my products.
Yeah.
He knew that of course they need the CCTV system.
Yes.
They will buy it. But
Yes.
first he would make sure he would secure for me this business.
Yes. You
Yes.
can imagine. Yeah.
So I got confidence, supported me, marketing it, would make orders, would support me in that way.
Yeah.
So this is where I birthed Bitonia Foods.
Letonia.
Yes.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
This is a COVID baby. And of course, because of the challenges of COVID, she started selling out all these products that she's dealing in. And if you're a lady out there, she's doing this work. If you're out there in your job and you can find a problem, a solution in that same company, you also among people who find it difficult to get tea in that company where you work. Why don't you think of saying, can I get my food flasks, carry tea to my workplace so that people can buy tea from me? And that's an income, that's money. So you, instead of all of you running up and down, getting what to eat, can't you create it and then use that chance to promote your business as well? This is amazing. So we have a lot of things to learn from her. And as I've said, guys, we are at Sharif Furniture. This is an amazing place that you can always come and buy your furniture from. It's at in Zambia, as you're going to Total in Zambia, next to Total in Zambia. The building is called Boma Plaza. Boma Plaza on the third floor. You can support this business. Yes, in conclusion, we've seen your life, we've seen where we've gone. Betonia, how's your business performing now, and where do you see yourself in the coming years? And the word of encouragement to women, especially the ladies who are at the house, who are not able to think through and say, this is what I can start with. There are many who have no employment, they have no job, but they are in the house. And more so, they have their smartphones. They have their smartphones, which is smartphones
Exactly.
can also, help them grow whatever they do. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Brian, once again. My dream with Bitonia Limited is one, to create an impact in society, especially for women, for young girls and women, to teach them that you can beat all the odds and start something that can add on your income, even when you're at home, and just using your phone, using your network.
Yeah.
My clients majorly are
Yeah.
my contact, and these contacts help me create more contacts. When I sell to Brian, Ginard Pest, when you test it, you recommend.
Yeah.
Tell people, you know what, this is a good brand. So start with what you're able to do. Are you a mother at home? Are you able to cook well? You can be able to provide, probably when there is people around your community who are building are able to just cook tea in your home, and you know what? I am able to fry nuts around and sell to them.
Yeah.
You can get some income from that. Yes, so I encourage the young girls to embrace learning, keep learning, uh, keep upskilling, grab the opportunity in your society. There, there are opportunities all over, especially now on social media.
Yeah.
Brian is training us on how to use social media.
Yeah.
You can, it is amazing. Before I was not so much on Facebook and how I can use social media even to market my products.
Yeah.
So I have learned that. So and also to the women, whether you're single, you're struggling, or you're married, not married, you can do something. You can help yourself to create an impact in your society.
Yeah.
Get out there, find something you can do. Yes, sometimes we look at work, certain work, to be shabby. I cannot do this. I cannot carry a plate of food and sell to another person. That is not my class. But what do you want? What is your vision,
Yeah.
basically? Are you able to start where you are? Yes. So
Right in our
start
houses.
something. So Bitonia is moving, and my dream is at least to open up a shop,
Yeah.
one where I'm able to sell these products, and also make sure that I help young girls,
Yeah.
through liquid soap training,
Yeah.
through teaching them to bake. I bake, I make cookies, I make scones, I make daddies. So small, but
Yeah.
impactful.
Wow.
So that is my dream.
Wow. Wow. If you're out there and you want to be trained, or maybe you'd want to have a skill from her, contact her in her inbox. I'll be tagging her, as you've seen, I've tagged her on the post. She could be able to go in the depth and train you as well. I know there are people who would also want to be trained for social media. It's at a fee, of course. I'll have to charge you heavily, and I'll train you on what to do, especially those who are having the accounts and you're not letting them move. So we could go through some of the things that can help you grow your social media. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure once again, and thank you always for watching our podcast. She is here, and I believe she will make it a point to make sure that she also inspires, encourages, and motivates the young woman out there. What are your parting shots? What are your parting shots?
Yes. Just to conclude,
Yeah.
finally, is I
Yes.
want to thank
Yeah.
the people who have moved through my journey, the teachers, my guardians, my parents, my mother and father, my sisters, my siblings, my partner. I also thank my daughter. She always keeps me moving.
Yeah.
Yes, I also want to encourage you that believe in yourself, trust the process. It is a journey that we are going to, and the sky surely is the limit. I I love God. Always pray and trust in different religions. Trust God.
Wonderful.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. It's a pleasure hosting you, and it's thank you for sharing your Sally. I know sometimes some people say sharing my story, how will people see it out there? How will people take me? But you're a proud woman, and keep a proud woman, and always be there to share your story and be proud of who you are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And we'll be always bringing you different stories. If you have any story out there, once again, inbox me or tell me about your story. We'll be able to broadcast it out there as we do whatever we do. Once again, we do our broadcasting at Sheriff Furnitures, which is found at Goma Plaza in Sambi Road, just next to Total Petrol Station as you go to the American Embassy. Thank you so much, and it's our pleasure being here. Bye-bye.